Since the dawn of time, man has looked up at the heavens and wondered if they were alone in this vast universe. You know, if we actually were alone, that would be a lot scarier than if we were to find alien life forms in other planets. My name is Karim Jovian, and this is a deep dive of alien conspiracy theories and the fact that they do exist. Do you believe in aliens? I do. There is no way that we are alone in this huge universe. Aliens have always been my favorite topic. I just love space. Every time I look up at the sky and look at the stars, I always have this feeling of euphoria because it makes you humbled. It makes you realize that you are just a speck in this wide universe or universes that you are a part of. That's why I have a huge love for sci-fi, especially the video games. It just gives me a really nice idea of what it could be like beyond the planets and stars. What does the word alien mean? It was a word that was derived from the Latin language alienus, which means stranger or foreign. Interestingly, the first recorded speculation of life beyond the heavens were from the Greeks and Romans. They considered that the world being alone is unlikely as a single wheat in a vast plain. A Roman poet named Lucretius once said,
"Nothing in the universe is unique and alone, and therefore in other regions there must be other Earths inhabited by different tribes of men and different breeds of beasts."
So yeah, there was a lot of people back in the day thinking about aliens way before we were born. NASA has recently found 1,284 planets that can potentially be harboring life. I mean, let's be honest, this isn't a question about if aliens exist or not anymore. They do exist. The question is, when will we meet them? The extraterrestrial and religion always had an interesting combination. What if I told you that religious people already do believe in aliens? What if I also told you that Muslims might be way ahead when it comes to the belief of extraterrestrial life forms? Let me explain. In our religion, Islam, there is something called the Quran. And in the Quran, which is like a Bible, it has a surah. Surah means verse. This verse is called the opening, Al-Fatiha. And this is what that verse says. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. That line translates to, all praise and thanks be to Allah, Lord of all worlds. Some interpret that as God alluding to many different worlds other than ours. Another interesting fact is the fact that in Christianity, there have been countless paintings made that have some hidden UAPs or UFOs, and sometimes even blatant aliens. One famous example would be the Madonna with Giovanni by Leonardo da Vinci. Off in the corner, you can see a man looking to the sky as a UFO with gold beaming spikes flies over him. Not only that, if you look closer, you can find the same gold beams with floating alien-like creatures with tentacles. That is so freaking cool. This was not altered or faked, this is real. This was in the authentic painting by Da Vinci. Da Vinci is a very mysterious and interesting fellow. He has theories surrounding him that he might have met aliens, or that he might actually be an alien himself. The reason why people think that is because he's always had alien life forms hidden in his paintings, along with UFOs that you can clearly see sometimes. But Da Vinci is a whole nother topic on its own, so if you want to see a video on that, just let me know in the comments below. Let's look at another of his famous paintings, the Mona Lisa. All of you have seen this before, I'm sure. Let's see if you could see the alien in this photo. Can you see it? Let me help you. Since you know how I arrived at that alien with that photo, now use that technique and see if you can find the other king alien in this photo. Get ready for this one because it freaked me out too when I found out about it. Still can't find it? Well, let me show you. Da Vinci was mysterious, and I think he knew more than we know. You know, the crazy thing is that within our own solar system, there are planets and moons that might actually harbor life. Like one of my favorite Jovian planets, Jupiter. It has a moon called Europa, and Europa might actually have life on it because of its gravitational pull and heating system. Scientists believe that there are ice caps that surround Europa that have liquid water under it, just miles deep. And the interesting thing is, they believe that there might be life in that water. So we might have neighbors that are actually aquatic aliens. We could have Zora, for all we know, living in Europa. You guys know Zora, right? The Zora from Zelda. I really hope I have some Zelda fans watching this video, because then that's gonna be really awkward. Another of my favorite Jovian planets, Saturn, has a moon called Enceladus. This also shoots water into the freaking universe because of how it is put together. And remember, water is very important for life forms. Enceladus has water. And another one of Saturn's moons called Titan actually also has water. What's insane is that it has volcanoes that shoot out water instead of lava. Now let's talk about the UFO sightings. This was a really interesting UFO sighting that's happened recently, and it was shared all over TikTok.
So apparently a UFO shut down an airport in China. According to the pictures, this thing is massive, and what's even more crazy is that there are multiple videos and pictures of it, all from different angles.
China's skies forced Zhoushan Airport to stop operations on July 7th. Outbound flights were grounded after the unidentified flying object was detected by a flight crew.
UFO over China.
Now, what do you guys think it is? Honestly, I think it's a prank or an elaborate prank by someone who got a hold of a hologram, because if you look closely, you can kind of see these beams of light shooting from the ground up to the sky. That's normally something exhibited by holograms. This one, I couldn't find anything debunking it, but it doesn't look legit to me, but I thought it was really interesting. Now, I don't know what this could be. Hopefully you guys can tell me. Another video from China called the Ho Hot incident. Till this day, no one knows what it was, and the Chinese government hasn't really said anything about it. Isn't that crazy? Alright, now let's move on to alien races. You know my mind. My mind extends further than the average person because I love to read, I love comic books, watch movies, play video games, so my imagination is a lot more vast than the average person. These alien races that we're going to touch upon here are just scratching the surface. There's going to be a full video on this next week because I can't cover all of them here. The alien races believed to be among us and living. First off, the human extraterrestrial races. Just like us, we are technically aliens to them too. Then we have the Zeta humans, which are the Greys. They are the most popular versions of aliens you know, the Greys. Sometimes they're green, but they have big heads, big black eyes, and they look creepy as heck. Animal and insect races. If you can't really wrap your mind around that, play Skyrim. If you played Skyrim, you see the Khajiit. They are exactly that. And for the insects, if you can't wrap your mind around that, watch District 9. That is an incredible film, an amazing sci-fi film. Then you have the hybrids. Hybrids are a combination of humanoids and all kinds of other creatures. And then we have the reptilians. Reptilians are so popular because many people believe that the reptilians are already here. We don't have to go visit them. They're already here living among us because they're able to shapeshift from their human form back to their serpent form. And then finally, we have the jinn and the winged extraterrestrials. So first, let's talk about the winged extraterrestrials. These creatures are kind of like demons, and they have wings. Again, they have humanoid features, And that's pretty scary because they can be pretty huge. And that's finally the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. And if you want to continue supporting me on a higher level, you could become a member on this channel by clicking the join button down below, and you get special perks for doing so. You get really cool, awesome emojis, and you get really unique badges on your name when you're on this channel. If you're more comfortable with Patreon and you want to become a patron, you can support me on Patreon on a monthly basis. And remember, you'll also get perks there. And if you're on a higher enough tier, you can actually have access to me and DM me anytime so we can chat, talk, or even you can give me ideas for whatever you want me to make a video on. And if you want to support me just a little bit more, you can check out our sponsors in the description below. And until next time, I will see you later.